Welcome to St. Andrew's United Church for Sunday, December the 13th, the third Sunday of Advent and the Sunday in which we light the candle of joy. This is also the Sunday in which we do a service of readings and carols. The readings and reflections this morning all come from an author by the name of Lisa Debney, who writes for the Wild Goose Resource Group, which is the liturgical arm of the Iona community in Scotland. The Gospel reading this morning is read by Joy Mukharaj. She's reading Mary's Magnificat, and she's reading it in her first tongue of Kinrawandan. And the call to worship, as is our custom, is being chanted by our cantor Barakat Habtam, who is chanting in his liturgical tongue of Tigrian. We're glad that you're here to share this time with us. We hope you find it an engaging and a transformative one.
መላእክት ለማርያም ይወድስዋ መላእክት ለማርያም በውስተ ውሳቴ መንጦላይት ወይብልዋ በሃኬ ማርያም ሀዳሴ ይወጣዋ በውስተ ውሳቴ መንጦላይት ወይብልዋ በሃኬ ማርያም ሀዳሴ ይወጣዋ.
Last Sunday, we lit the candle of peace. We light it again along with the candle of hope, which will always be brought to birth in, through, and among all creation. The third Advent candle is the candle of joy. In the stillness of our worship, here we light it, watching it burn and glow. And we affirm that we are a people of God, seeking to recognize that joy that exists in uncertainty. Let us again remember that without hope, peace, and joy, people struggle to find their way. Let us remember those whose joy is a beacon of light in the shadow of fear.
Hope is a star that shines in the night, leading us on till the morning is bright. When God is a child, there's joy in our song. The lost shall be first, and the weak shall be strong, and none shall be afraid. Peace is a ribbon that circles the earth, giving a promise of safety and worth. When God is a child, there's joy in our song. The lost shall be first, and the weak shall be strong, and none shall be afraid. Joy is a song that welcomes the dawn, telling the world that the Savior is born. When God is a child, there's joy in our song. The last shall be first, and the weak shall be strong, and none shall be afraid.
Let us pray. Holy One of many names, whose presence we most often recognize only in hindsight, may we be blessed this day. In this season of Advent, may we become more aware of your presence. May we see you in each other, hear you in our music, and hold you as we give and receive gifts of love. May it be so. Amen.
O ancient love, processing through the ages, O hidden love, revealed in human form, O promised love, the dream of seers and sages, O living love, within our hearts be born. O living love, within our hearts be born. O homeless love that dwells among the stranger, O lowly love that knows the mighty scorn, O hungry love that lay within a manger, O living love, within our hearts be born. O living love, within our hearts be born. O gentle love, caressing those in sorrow, O tender love that comforts those forlorn, O hopeful love that promises tomorrow, O living love, within our hearts be born. O living love, within our hearts be born. O suffering love that bears our human weakness, O boundless love that rises with the morn, O mighty love concealed in infant meekness, O living love, within our hearts be born. O living love, within our hearts be born.
Uyu munsi turasoma Luka wa mbere ibice 46 kugeza 55. Mariya avuga ati, umutima wanjye uhimbaza umwami wana, n'ubugingo bwanjye bwishimiye Imana umukiza wanjye, kuko yabonye ubukene bw'umuja wayo, kandi uhereye none abihe byose hazahita uw'iki, kuko ushoboye byose ankoreye igikomeye, n'izina rye ni ryera. Imbabazi ze ziri kubamwubaha uko ibihe biha ibindi. Yerekanishije imbaraga ukuboko kwe, atanje ibihe byose. Batekereje mu mutima wayo, anyaze abakomeye intebe zabo, ashyize hejuru aboroheje. Abashonje yabahagije ibyiza, naho abakire yabasezereye amaramaso. Atabaye Abisirayeli umugaragu we, kuko yibutse imbabazi ze. Yasezeranije ba sogokuruza ko azazirira Aburahamu n'umuryango we iteka ryose.
Does love's protection always feel this fierce? It is an aching in this post-birth quiet, beautiful and yet almost too strong to bear. There is a jealousy of passion in my soul that will not part with what my body has birthed, is frightened by the way you lie alone, cut off and unprotected. And even gathered close to me, I cannot seem to hold you close enough to keep the sense of night's weight from pressing down on us with something like foreboding. I wrap my arms around you, and it hurts to feel the strength of love that swells within my throat and heart. This will not cease, this painful vigil born of love. But holding you pressed close is worth the sharp, sad joy of having heaven's love and sorrow lying quiet by my side.
It was born too soon. The keen night air cut across the dampness of its body, causing it to tremble and shudder violently, smacked by the roughness of new life. Robbed of its mother's life source, its knees buckled and it hit the earth and sank against the ground. Small breaths it made, like it was only playing lightly with life. Small breasts lifting the loose-fitting skin. I placed it close against my chest, as is our way with orphan lambs, to preserve the last remains of womb warmth held inside. It seemed to me a certainty that this would be a life to ebb away, when sucked at by the coldness of the clear night sky. But as we lay, the lamb and I, side by side and sheltered by the solid ancient forms of sheep, I felt it stir, as if to make a protest over death itself. And still I can remember the way its lifeblood pulsed with mine, hotter and more vital than the glowing embers of that evening's fire.
Sia was all I could offer as support as each unraveling chapter came. My arm around your back was there when you first heard the news that heaven dwelt in you and words fled faster from me than response. My arm around your back was all I could offer you to reassure you that I would never desert. My arm around your back was all that I could offer as support on Bethlehem's weary road, as the journey wound round path and street, and doors closed swiftly in our faces. My arm around your back was all I had to protect you from despair. As a child emerged in an open barn, my arm around your back was all I had to help you through. To be a leaning post, it seemed, was all I could do to show I struggled with you in the birth. It doesn't seem enough for one who's destined to endure so much. I should have words and eloquence, or money, land, and powers of protection that would buffer you against the harshnesses of this world. But all that I can offer is my arm around your back. Its strength will never be enough to show the strength of love that holds me to your side, but ready still to comfort, to steady and to reassure. My arm around your back, if needed, will be there.
Don't call me wise. It isn't wisdom that drives a man to leave his home and travel through the dead of night. It isn't wisdom that makes a man leave all he has behind, courts and comfort, respect and standing, to pursue a dream. Don't call me wise. I am not sure that wisdom is a burden that I want to own. I've spent my life in study, mapping charts, recording information. I am old in knowledge, stale with information held too long. Don't call me wise. Wisdom does not cause a man to embrace adventure quite so fully. It is a force apart from reason, so far beyond himself he doesn't know how to resist its call. Don't call me wise. It's not wise to reach out for the unattainable. It is not wise to hold out so much hope. It is not wise to feel this excited. Am I following or chasing? Am I looking for kings or looking for meaning? Drawn on by the magnetism of the future, I am shedding wisdom with each eager step. I feel again the child's desire to touch a star, to touch the rim of heaven.
Do not retreat into your private world, that place of safety sheltered from the storm, where you may tend your garden, seek your soul, and rest with loved ones where the fire burns warm. To tend a garden is a precious thing, but dearer still the one where all may roam. The weeds of poison, poverty, and war demand your care, who call the earth your home. To seek your soul, it is a precious thing, but you will never find it on your own. Only among the clamor, threat, and pain of other people's need will love be known. To rest with loved ones is a precious thing, but peace of mind exacts a higher cost. Your children will not rest in play and quiet, while they still hear the crying of the lost. Do not retreat into your private world. There are more ways than firesides to keep warm. There is no shelter from the rage of life, so meet its eye and dance within the storm.
When I was young, I used to watch the stars for hours on end. I gazed so long that when I turned my head away, the patterns of the constellations still burned bright, their outlines scorched in shining traces onto my mind. And if I closed my eyes, the darkness in my head became my own night sky. And I would hold the universe, controlling galaxies with ease that only a child can know. I owned each star and watched its progress whilst it swam through time, as if it shone exclusively for me. I came to know the intricacies of each journey, traveling along each one in my thoughts. Over the years, the stars grew further away as my knowledge increased. I ceased trying to inhabit the infinite, turned my back on vastness to protect me from its scale. What made me raise my eyes again, return to gazing, fall in love once more with the night sky's grandeur? I own one star now. Watch its progress with such clearness, you would think it shone exclusively for me. I watch so long that when I close my eyes, it remains a single pinprick burning in my mind. All heaven has become an intimate infinity, choosing to dwell behind a closed eyelid.
De tierra lejana venimos a verte, nos sirve de guía la estrella de oriente, Oh brillante estrella que anuncias la aurora, no nos falte nunca tu luz bienhechora. Gloria en las alturas al Hijo de Dios, gloria en las alturas y en la tierra amor. Al recién nacido que es Rey de los Reyes, oro le regalo para ornar sus sienes. Oh brillante estrella que anuncias la aurora, no nos falte nunca tu luz bienhechora. Gloria en las alturas al Hijo de Dios, gloria en las alturas y en la tierra amor. Como es Dios el niño, le regalo incienso, perfume con alma que suba hasta el cielo. Brillante estrella que anuncias la aurora, nunca tu luz bienhechora. Gloria en las alturas al Hijo de Dios, gloria en las alturas y en la tierra amor. Al niño del cielo que bajó a la tierra, le regalo mira que inspira tristeza. Oh brillante estrella que anuncias la aurora, no nos falte nunca tu luz bienhechora. Gloria en las alturas al Hijo de Dios, gloria en las alturas y en la tierra amor.
One more night, that's all we should have left. Just one more night. It's nearer now. We are resting before the final journey. I cannot sleep. Something in the air is making the hair on the back of my neck stand on end. My fingers are prickling with more than just the cold. With each sharp breath, I can taste excitement. It is as if anticipation has just revealed itself to have a flavor more pungent than any spice. If I breathe out, I can see my breath hanging in the air, and it gives me a child's delight to watch the invisible take on form. I am laughing like a child. I cannot help myself. Every sense heightened, returned to its original vividness. Tonight I can taste atmosphere, breathe sounds. Tonight is such a young night, and in it I am young too, younger than I have ever been. I hear voices in the air, the rustlings of angels, the spreading of wings. There is only one more night. The invisible will take on form. There is a promise hanging in the air, and I am breathing it in deep, and I cannot sleep.
Let us pray. Joseph watching over Mary, shepherds watching over sheep, angels watching over shepherds, kings watching over stars, and overseeing all is God, watching over everything, sheltering all under God's outstretched wing. The hand that rests on Mary's shoulder is God's. The life-giving heat transferring from shepherd to lamb is God's. The tender pain of realization as Mary looks on her newborn son is God's. The Christmas story tells of care and protection that goes on at the expense of comfort. Extravagant gestures of compassion carried out in the expense of individuals because they are compelled to care through the sheer strength of love existing within them. They are each an echo of God's love. We are each an echo of God's love. May you receive protection and care this Christmas. May you have the chance to offer protection and care to others. May you return to a childlike wonder and be inspired to consider the infinite possibilities the sky might hold for you. And above all, may you know that you are sheltered under God's wing, that God is watching over you and with you and through you tonight and all nights to come. And this we ask in the name of the one who still teaches us to pray by singing.
light is gleaming, spreading its arms throughout the night, living in the light. Come share its gladness, God's radiant love is burning bright, living in the light. When night is round us and every shadow grows, a star is there to light our way. It tells a story of Jesus who can hear to say, God's light will ever stay. A light is gleaming, spreading its arms throughout the Come share its gladness. God's radiant love is burning bright, living in the light. And Jesus showed us a brighter path to walk. He showed us things we hadn't seen. Now we, like Jesus, can help creation shine, and this will be a sign. A light is gleaming, spreading its arms throughout the night, living in the light. Come share its gladness. God's radiant love is burning bright, living in the light. So let us live in the brightness God has given, and let us rise to see the dawn. We trust that God is here, a sparkle and a blaze, warming all our days. A light is gleaming, spreading its arms throughout the night, living in the light. Come share its gladness. God's radiant love is burning bright, living in the light.
Go out into the world with a daring and a tender love, and go in peace. The world is waiting. And whatever you do, do it for love, in the name of Jesus, who is with us on the way. And now may the grace of Jesus the Christ, the love of God, and the communion and the compassion of the Holy Spirit be among us this day and forever. Amen.